Turning to this new scandal engulfing a Trump appointee who is still serving in the federal government. So this is an interesting story. It has Trump abuse of power allegations, but in the Biden administration, because not everyone turns over immediately. This also is going to bring us into the wider scrutiny on Republican abuse of power and big government overreach in America right now, from Trump to DeSantis to Lindsey Graham, which is why, as I mentioned, we've got Maya Wiley on hand to get into all of it. So let me explain what's going on. The first domino here is pressure on this Trump appointee who still right now oversees the IRS. Now buckling under pressure today and agreeing to order an internal probe of whether under his leadership the IRS did what Donald Trump had been demanding for so long in public: abuse government power any which way to punish his perceived opponents. All of this happening since the New York Times exposed these very rare and suspicious audits launched against not one, but two FBI veterans that Donald Trump publicly called to target. One of them is the very famous FBI director ultimately fired by Trump after he stood up to Trump. You remember James Comey. The other was Comey's actual next replacement, McCabe, who was reviled by Trump for very similar reasons. And you may recall Donald Trump's petty, relentless, and public calls for their investigation, punishment, and even imprisonment.
Director Comey was very unpopular with most people.
He's a showboat. He's a grandstander. The FBI has been in turmoil.
I fired Comey. Well, I turned out to do the right thing.
Why didn't Comey come clean? Why didn't Mueller investigate Comey?
You've accused your adversaries of treason. Who specifically are you accusing of treason?
Well, I think a number of people. If you look at Comey, if you look at McCabe.
There it is. Comey and McCabe. Treason. Investigate them. And on Twitter, when he was allowed to tweet, he repeatedly posted about demanding their firing in the case of McCabe and suspension of his pension and trying to get them imprisoned. So now you have Comey and McCabe targeted by this tax audit that to this day tonight they're claiming is just random. So I will report for you that's basically what the IRS is claiming. And it's not just any audit. It's considered one of the most invasive in existence in the federal government, according to the New York Times reporting. The chance of being selected for it would be 1 in 30,600 for one person. But here you have two people, both named by Trump, in the same orbit. In fact, as far back as 2017, Donald Trump had a lawyer who suggested Comey should be investigated, and that's the same year of Comey's IRS audit. Keep in mind, this is a felony if it were proven that it was done as a targeting, that it was not random. Here was McCabe responding today.
We're talking about a coincidence that really is almost impossible statistically. It defies belief. And so is it possible that there's someone in the IRS who has an ability to influence this supposedly random process to go after people that they have some sort of an issue with? Yeah, I think that's possible. I think that's what the IRS needs to find out by conducting a fair and thorough investigation.
And that's all fairly put. As for his point there about the odds, well, the Times ran the numbers. You could say, is this like Powerball? Is this 1 in a million, 1 in 5 million, 1 in 10 million, 1 in 20 million? No. We checked. The Times runs the numbers. 1 in 82 million are the odds that both the FBI director and his replacement would both be audited this way. The IRS says it's referred it to the Inspector General for review.